Hey, it's Ray here, and welcome to another video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is my junior cert son doesn't care. So let's get into it. Dear Ray, I'm contacting you because I don't know what to do with my son. He is 15. He is doing his junior cert, but he just failed all his Christmas exams, including maths and English. Now, obviously, if you failed maths and English, that is concerning because that's literacy and numeracy. And I'd be wondering, what was on the English test? Was it full of poetry or was it an essay? Because if you can't get an essay over the line, then you've got a problem. And maths as well. So I understand where you're coming from on that. He doesn't seem in any way motivated by school. Not unusual for 15-year-olds. This is a big problem. I mean, school is in crisis right now and lockdown is not helping. So for a lot of students, and when I test a student, you got visual, auditory and kinesthetic learners. Certainly the kinesthetic students are really struggling. These are the ones who have to move, have to learn through doing. They are really struggling through all of this. So maybe he's a kinesthetic learner. He doesn't seem in any way motivated by school, and he's actually happy that we're back into lockdown. Now, that's a problem, and I'm hearing this a lot about students right now. A lot of students are happy that we're going back into lockdown, and obviously there's the risk of a health risk. So a lot of students are happier that they're at home for obvious reasons. So I'd be wondering, is that it, or does this kid prefer to be on his own? So maybe he prefers to be on his own, and isolation is a big issue as well. So I'd be curious around that, and just to make sure that he has access to friends, because being on your own for too long is not good, and this is a big problem for this generation, Generation Z as they're called. It's very hard to get him to do any work, and he says there's no point because the junior cert will be cancelled. Once again, that's concerning. We don't know that the junior cert is going to be cancelled. I mean, at the moment, and this is January 2021, the minister has said that exams will be going ahead, and by June, they say 1 million people will be vaccinated. Right now is in the height of the winter, so by the time summer comes, hopefully, we're out of flu season, people will be vaccinated, and the intention is that the exams will go ahead. Now, last year they sacrificed the junior cert exams, and this has created a story in the heads of junior cert students that it's just not that important. Well, the big message that I say to junior cert students, it's more important, because the junior cert's the foundation for the leaving cert. And if you saw what happened in 2020, they looked back on the junior cert results. So the junior cert, results are really important. Because they set that foundation in place. He spends most of his time playing video games. There we have it. That's where he gets his social outlet. That's where he gets to hang out with his mates. Video games are the modern version of playing pools, the modern version of playing football. This is where the lads are. So this is where, and some girls, and this is where they get to hang out. The big thing that I would be watching there is boundaries, maintaining structure. So if you're working at home during lockdown, that he's getting up, he's having his breakfast, and he's sitting at the computer for the classes, because most schools now are online. Hopefully he's getting his classes online. And then when it comes to games time, that his PlayStation or his Xbox is not in his room. It should be in a separate place. Boundaries are important physically, and boundaries with the time. So he has an hour or half an hour or whatever it is on the game, and then it's over. So, and I can imagine it's difficult, because if you're trying to work right now, then you might want to give them the game just to keep them occupied, but that's part of the problem. So create boundaries with the time of the game. He's getting quite troublesome, and recently he was caught smoking weed. So, drugs, weed, where do you go with that? So that's also a problem, and I'd be curious about that. So why is he smoking weed? Is it because it's escapism? Is it because he wants to be cool in front of his friends? Is it a form of coping with anxiety? So talk to him about that. Be curious about that. And I just countenance on being too heavy-handed with that right now. He doesn't seem to care about anything, least of all his education. So he sounds like a very normal 15-year-old. And right now, they're looking at education, and they're looking at their world, which is gaming, PlayStation, social media. It's a very fast-driven world online. And then they come offline, and school is boring to them. And, you know, learning science or history or geography or Irish, it just has no connection with the world that they're living in. And that's why education is in crisis right now. So this is creating part of the problem. So, you know, I suppose the big thing here is to keep believing in him and keep believing in the process of his education. There are 6 of us at home right now, but we fear it's going to get tense over this lockdown. It's very difficult right now for families, and there's a lot of fear out there right now. So people are on edge, and there's a lot of financial insecurity right now, and people are losing their jobs and their incomes. So a lot of people are really stressed right now. So I would focus on, for this lockdown, just getting through it day by day. If he's getting his homework done, that's a win. That's a small win. I talk about small wins. If he's getting to his classes, that's a win. If he's eating properly, that's a win. If he's playing half an hour or an hour PlayStation, that's probably okay because he's getting to hang out with some friends. Going out for a walk, so creating some structure, routines, focus on those small wins. And the way not to be so tense in the house is to make sure there's regular breaks. Maybe you're getting out for a walk, and to give him some responsibility. Right now, he has no control in his life. There's so much uncertainty right now. Will the exams happen? Will we get back to school? You know, his way of coping and to maintain control is over his game time, is over playing with his friends through PlayStation, and it's through smoking dope. So that's where he's getting his control. Give him back some control. Maybe that's some chores in the house. Maybe that's cooking dinner once a week. Maybe that's getting the shopping in. So give him back some sense of control. It's his responsibility, by the way, to do his homework. It's his responsibility to do the study. And for you, it's your job to be the parent and provide a loving, safe, warm environment at home. Keep believing in him, keep empathizing, and give him back some control. So if you like this video, click a like. If you want my coaching, go to www.raysethegame.com. If you want me to come to your school, go to raysethegame.com. And remember, guys, day by day, we are raising the game.